us look at the construction of a parabola by rectangle method. Construction of a parabola by rectangle method. The question that I'm going to use, I have it here and I'm going to read it out. The question says, draw a parabola of base 120 millimeters and axis 80 millimeters by rectangle method. Draw a parabola of base 120 millimeters and axis 80 millimeters by rectangle method. So let's see how this construction can be done. So what we are to do first is to draw a horizontal line. So we draw a horizontal line like this. Okay, so this is going to be where we are going to position the base, and then so we are going to draw a vertical line. We draw the vertical line, which is the axis. So we draw a vertical line like this. Okay, so here we have the vertical line. All right, so then the next thing that we are going to do is that we divide the base by 2. The base is 120 millimeters. 120 by 2 will give us 60 millimeters. So from this point here, so we take a measurement of 60 millimeters to the left side. So this is 60 millimeters. And then from here also we take a measurement of 60 millimeters to the right side. So this is 60 millimeters. Then on the vertical from this point, we take a measurement of 80 millimeters. Here is 80 millimeters. Okay, so we are going to turn this and we'll use it to form a rectangle. But before I go on that, so I'm going to say this is point A and this point is point B here. Okay, then I have C at this point. Okay, then at this point I have D at this point here. Okay, so we have this. Now, so we turn this to a rectangle by drawing a line. So we draw a line. So from this point we draw a horizontal line from this point to both sides. Okay, so here we have the horizontal line like this. Okay, then we also draw a vertical line from point A to touch the horizontal line up there. So we draw a vertical line from point B. So from point B here, draw a vertical line to touch this horizontal line. So come to point A also. So draw a vertical line to touch the horizontal line. So we have this now. All right, so then we make this a rectangle. So this is EF. So this is point E and this is point F. So we have rectangle ABEF. Okay. The next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to divide this line AE into a number of equal parts. So which is your decision to take? So I'm going to divide it to 5 equal parts because here we have 80 millimeters. So 80 millimeters by 5, so we give us 16. So I'll take a measurement of 16 millimeters. Okay, so this is 16 millimeters here. So average should be 16 millimeters. And then next is 32. So this is under 16 millimeters, and then coming up here. So I take 16 again. So this is so here is 16 millimeters, and then 32 have under 16. Okay, so I can transfer this now to the other side. So with my t-square, so I'll just mark it here. So then coming up here, okay, so with the t-square I'll mark it here. Then up here I will also mark it here, and then here I will also mark it. Okay, so we have what we have this. All right, so we have this now. Okay, so each of these points I'm going to number them. So this point I'm going to call this point, this is point 1, and this is point 2, this is point 3, so this is point 4, and here we have 5. Okay, then on this side I have this should be 1, so this is 1 prime, so this will be 2 prime, so this is 3 prime. Okay, and then here is 4 prime, and then I have 5 prime here. Okay, so we have this now. All right, so let's see the next thing that we are to do in making this parabola. So next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to divide this line AD into 5 equal parts. As we have divided this into 5 equal parts, we divide AD into 5 equal parts and BD into 5 equal parts, or we can decide to divide CE into 5 equal parts or CF into 5 equal parts. It's our decision to take. So I'm going to do that. So dividing AD and BD into 5 equal parts each. So don't forget that distance AD is 60 millimeters and also BD is also 60 millimeters. So 60 by 5, that will give us 12. So that will give us 12 millimeters. So let's see how that can be done. So here we have this is 12 millimeters. Okay, so here is 12 millimeters. Next is 24 millimeters. Next one is 24 millimeters. Here is 24 millimeters, and next is 36 millimeters. Okay, we have this, and then so just let me take 12 directly from here. So this is 12 millimeters. So there, and then so from here, so we take 12 millimeters. So this is 12 millimeters here. So next is 24 millimeters. So next is 36 millimeters, and then so just come here. So take 12 millimeters again. So we have this. So this point, so I'm going to call this point, I'll call it point 1. So this is no, so this will not be 1, sorry. So here I'm going to have 1 here. So this is 2, so this is 3, and then this will be 4. So there I have 5 here. So if I number this now, so this will be 1 prime. So this is 1 prime. So this is 2 prime. So this is 3 prime, and I have this to be 4 prime. So and then this is 5 prime here. So let's take note of that. So next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to connect each of these points with point C, including this, we connect them with point C. So this is what I'm saying. So connect point 1 on AE with point C like this, and connect point 2 on AE with point C. So point 3 on AE with point C, and then point 4. So connect together with point C like this. Okay, then you don't have to do that for 5. So just go on like this and connect 1 prime with point E, and connect 2 prime. So with point C, sorry, so with point C, so connect it with point C, and then connect 3 prime with point C. So it goes like this. So connect 4 prime with point C. So we have it like this. Alright, so having done this, the next thing that we are going to do is very simple. So what we are going to do is this. So with your set square, so with the set square, so set the set square on the T square like this at point 1. So draw a vertical line to intersect line 1, okay, at this point. Move it to 2. So draw a vertical line to intersect 2, and then so move it to 3. So draw a vertical line to intersect 3, and then come to point 4, draw a vertical line to intersect 4. So we have this. Okay, then on this side, so we do the same thing. So from 1 prime, so draw a vertical line to intersect 1 prime, and then so at 2 prime, so draw a vertical line to intersect 2 prime, and then at 3 prime, so draw a vertical line to intersect 3 prime. Okay, then at 4 prime, draw a vertical line to intersect 4 prime. So we have this point. So let's bring out the point. So starting from point 5 prime here, so we have 4 prime, so where they intersect. We have 3 prime where they intersect. We have 2 prime where they intersect. We have 1 prime, and then we have point C, excuse me. And then here we have 1, so we have 2, then we have 3 intersecting here. We have 4 here, and then here we have 5. So we are going to use the French curve to bring out the parabola. So here I will set my French curve like this. Okay, so I can join these 2 points together like this. Okay, so on this side also, so I'll do the same thing. So joining these 2 points together. So joining these 2 points together. Alright, so we have this. Okay, then so with the French curve, I will set along this point like this. So connecting this point together. Okay, and then so I will adjust it. So setting like this, I will connect this point together. So then turning it to this side, so I will set the French curve. Okay, so then I'm drawing it this way. Okay, so then so adjust the French curve, so bringing it to this point, and then so I'll join this point together. All right, so here we have the parabola. So this is how to draw a parabola in a rectangle. So when you're asked to use the rectangle method, this is how to go about it. Thank you and God bless you.